Over 22 million people are currently registered to vote in California. Did you know that joining their ranks and actually shaping the future of your local community and the country can literally take less time than brewing a cup of coffee? Welcome to this explainer. Today we're breaking down exactly how to seamlessly and securely register to vote online in California. Let's dive right in.
So I have to ask, are you ready to step up? Whether we're talking about a local ballot measure that affects your everyday commute or a massive federal election shaping international policy, your individual vote carries immense weight. And the state of California actually counts all valid vote-by-mail ballots in every single election, regardless of the outcome or how close a race is. Your voice truly matters here, and getting that voice officially recognized is exactly what this explainer is all about.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. Introduction, eligibility requirements, preparation, a step-by-step guide, after registration, and finally, additional resources. Let's get to it. Section 1, Introduction, your democratic power. California totally recognizes that a modern democracy needs modern tools. Your gateway here is registertovote.ca.gov. This is the official, secure portal provided directly by the California Secretary of State. You don't need to mess around with third-party apps or get lost in complicated government mazes. This single URL is your direct entry point. It's perfectly fine on your desktop, but what's really great is that it's fully optimized for iPads, tablets, and smartphones. So yeah, you can literally do this from your couch. Section 2. Eligibility requirements. Who can vote? Right, before we start typing in any personal info, we need to know who is actually eligible. You just need to meet 4 basic criteria. First, you've got to be a United States citizen. Second, a resident of California. Third, and I really want to highlight this because people get confused all the time, you must not be currently serving a state or federal prison term for a felony conviction. If you have a criminal history but you aren't currently serving that specific prison term, your voting rights are automatically restored in California. And fourth, you must not be currently found mentally incompetent to vote by a court. If you check those 4 boxes, you're good to go. Now, you might be looking at the number 16 and thinking, wait a minute, don't you have to be 18 to vote? Well, yes, to actually cast a ballot. But California allows 16 and 17-year-olds to pre-register. You just go through the exact same online portal, and the system securely holds your info. The absolute moment you turn 18, your active voter status automatically kicks in, and the county just mails you a confirmation postcard. It's a really fantastic way to get young people engaged early on. Timing is everything, right? Your standard online registration deadline is 15 days before an election. If you hit that mark, everything processes totally normally. But what if you miss it? Well, California has a massive safety net. Starting 14 days before the election, you can use same day, also known as conditional voter registration. And this remains an option all the way up until the polls close at 8 p.m. on Election Day. So you're never fully shut out of the process, though obviously knocking it out early online is by far the easiest route. Section 3. Preparation. What you need. Getting your documents together before you sit down makes this whole thing a breeze. Before you even open the website, just grab these 3 things. You'll need your California driver's license or ID card number, the last 4 digits of your social security number, and your date of birth. The reason you need these is actually pretty brilliant. The online system talks directly to the California DMV and the Social Security Administration to securely verify exactly who you are behind the scenes. But wait. What if you just moved here and you don't have a California ID yet? Don't stress. You can absolutely still use the online form. If you're missing a California ID or a social security number, election officials will just assign you a unique identifier to validate your registration. The only catch here is that as a first-time federal voter registering this way, you might be required to show some form of ID, like a U.S. passport, maybe a utility bill, or a bank statement, the very first time you vote. But lack of a state ID will absolutely not block you from using the portal. Section 4. Step-by-step registration guide, navigating the application. Okay, now that your documents are ready, the core online process breaks down into 3 super easy steps. First, you enter your personal details at registertovote.ca.gov. Second, you authorize the system to retrieve your signature from the DMV. Seriously, this is the magic of the California system. By pulling the digital signature you already gave the DMV when you got your license, you don't have to physically sign or mail a single thing. Step 3 is just clicking submit. Now, if the DMV doesn't have your signature on file for whatever reason, no big deal. The system will just generate a pre-filled form for you to print, sign, and drop in the mail. Super easy. Now, I do want to set a realistic expectation here. Registration isn't instantaneous, like buying a pair of shoes online. You need to allow a minimum of 48 hours for your online application to be individually reviewed and processed by county elections officials. So just make sure all your fields are filled in correctly to avoid any annoying delays during this review phase. Section 5. After registration, verifying your status. So, you've clicked submit, you've waited the 48 hours. The next logical question is, what happens to your actual ballot? How do you know the system actually worked and you're all set for Election Day? Well, California does a great job of keeping you in the loop. First off, by law, all active registered voters in California are automatically mailed a vote-by-mail ballot. You do not have to request it separately. Second, and this is incredibly cool, you can sign up for Where's My Ballot, which is powered by Ballot Tracks. It sends you text, email, or voice updates telling you exactly when your ballot is printed, mailed, delivered, and most importantly, when it's received and accepted by the county. It is literally like tracking an Amazon package. You can also always verify your general status using the My Voter Status tool on the Secretary of State's website. And keep in mind, if you move, change your name, or decide to change your political party preference, you just hop right back onto registertovote.ca.gov and re-register to keep everything up to date. Section 6. Additional resources, exceptions, and support. California's system is really built to make sure every single eligible citizen has a path to vote. If you're 15 days out, definitely do it online. But hey, if you wake up a week before the election and realize you totally forgot, you're not out of luck. You simply go in person to your county elections office, a polling place, or a vote center, and complete conditional voter registration. You'll fill out the registration and cast a provisional ballot right then and there. Once they verify your eligibility, your vote is officially counted. And there are a few more vital resources you should know about. First, if you're in a life-threatening situation, like facing domestic violence, do not use the standard online form. California has a highly confidential registration program called Safe at Home, designed to protect your address. Second, if you're military or an overseas voter, you can use the online portal or a federal postcard application to actually get your ballot and return envelope faxed or emailed to you, which saves critical time. And lastly, the online application isn't just in English, it's fully translated into 10 different languages, including Spanish, Chinese, Tagalog, and Vietnamese, making it incredibly accessible.
Conclusion and disclaimer. Take action today.
All right, you now have the full picture of just how seamless it is to participate in California's elections. Before we wrap up, though, a quick disclaimer. While we've covered the official guidelines comprehensively based on current California Secretary of State resources, election laws and procedures can and do occasionally change. So always verify specific deadlines and details directly with official state or county resources, especially as an election draws near. I'm going to leave you with this final thought. The power to literally shape your community is sitting right at your fingertips, right on your smartphone or computer. So are you ready to claim your voice? Don't wait until the last minute. Check your deadlines, head over to registertovote.ca.gov, and if you ever hit a snag, the official voter hotline is standing by at 800-345-VOTE. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Go get registered and make your vote happen.